In the kitchen this morning, we're cooking up a tasty, yummy treat that your guests are going to love you for.
That's right. Chef Becky shows us how to put together delicious steak bruschetta.
In the kitchen, brought to you by Benedetti's Meat Market and Deli and Oldfield's Appliance and Home Theater.
Hi everyone, I'm Chef Becky, and today Allie and I are in the kitchen at Oldfield's Appliances.
Yes.
Today, the recipe I'm making is absolutely delicious. It's called steak bruschetta. It's so good, my friends fight over these.
All right, let's fight. Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to start by making half-inch slices out of the baguette.
Okay.
We have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. So we won't be using the ends for this recipe.
Okay.
So now we're going to arrange the bread in a single layer on a cookie sheet. Do you want to help with that?
Sure.
And it is okay to crowd them on here.
Oh, okay, good.
Looks good. So the next step is to brush each piece of bread with olive oil, and then we'll sprinkle it with garlic salt. So these are going to bake for about 5 minutes in a 400-degree oven. So now that our baguettes are toasted, I'm going to turn the oven to broil for the next part of our recipe. So for this recipe, I recommend a flat iron steak, and I picked this up at Benedetti's. I'm going to brush it with olive oil, and this will help the spices stick.
That's a nice trick.
Yeah, it also helps with the flavor. Now we're going to use Montreal steak seasoning on both sides of the steak.
Okay.
This is a spice blend with garlic, salt, red chili peppers, and paprika. Looks like our skillet is ready. Should we go ahead?
Yes.
So we're going to sear the steak for about 1.5 minutes per side. Now it's time to flip the steak.
All right.
Look at that nice
It
sear.
looks so good.
Smells great. So let's go ahead and check the steak. Oh yeah, that looks perfect.
Oh, baby.
I'm going to go ahead and set it on the cutting board to rest. So while our steak is resting, we're going to make the blue cheese spread.
That sounds so good.
So here I have about half a cup of blue cheese crumbles and some mayonnaise, and I do like best foods. So now I got this all stirred up, and it's time to spread it on the baguette.
All right.
Grab 2 spreaders.
Let's do this.
I like to use about a teaspoon on each piece of bread.
And just cover the whole thing. Okay.
So now we're ready for the next step. We're going to put the sun-dried tomatoes on.
Okay.
I recommend the oil-packed sun-dried tomatoes for this recipe. I'm going to put about 1.5 teaspoons on each piece of bread. And if the chunks are a little too big, you can just break them apart with your fingers. So now I'm going to slice the steak thinly, and you could put a piece on top of each one.
Perfect.
Some of these pieces are pretty big, so I'm going to go ahead and cut them in half.
Okay.
It'll make it easier to eat that way too. So the last step is to put the French fried onions on top. Some of these pieces are a little big, so I like to break those in half.
Just kind of put them all over. Okay.
So our oven is hot and ready. Got the broiler turned up to high. We're going to put these in the oven for 3 to 4 minutes on the middle rack. And keep a close eye on them because they burn very easily. So today we made my steak bruschetta.
Yes.
It's a party-perfect recipe.
You didn't even need a grill for it either.
No.
So you call it bruschetta, because that's what the Italians call it. So instead of bruschetta, it's bruschetta.
I call it something that wasn't brought here for us to eat. That's what I call it.
Well, we did bring some back, but you weren't here yet, so.
Thank you for bringing
Next
that
time.
out. Appreciate it.
You can go with us next time, Alan.
I will go with you next time.